What's up? Josh from Lights. Wanted to do a quick video on kind of our next iteration of our pod light and kind of get some feedback. So this is the overall design. Not much has changed. It's a little thicker on the backside here, but some of the improvements or tweaks we've made is obviously we have kind of our U bracket that will, slide up on the sides, and as you see, it gives you a little adjustability height-wise. Center bolt mount now. That'll allow you to put a bolt in there, which will provide, sit flush, automatically lock in. And then on the back side, some of the biggest changes we made is we did this adapter plate, which I will be talking about here in a minute. But this will allow us to bolt these side by side, and your wire will come out the bottom, and then we'll have, pressure release valve up top, and then the customizable reflector kind of on the front side. And that's a thing we're trying to aim for here. So right now we have 4 different reflectors. This is the widest beam, and this is the narrowest beam. I think this is like a 15 degree, this is a 60, and then it kind of goes 45 and a 25. So with that being said, we're trying to figure out kind of what's a good balance here. The idea is, we have the board in there. You could drop in, say this, which would be a really spot beam, and then pair it, if you link others beside it, to like this really wide one. It'll kind of give you that combo lens where you have a little bit of projection out forward, but then the width that everyone is after as well on the trail, so you can see if you're turning. So that's kind of the idea. Obviously these we will anodize. This is just prototype, so we didn't want to spend the money to anodize it, not knowing if this was going to work at all. But that's the idea. So I was kind of going to transition into kind of building a little 10-inch light bar here. As you see, all these have our amber white series in them. And then you can see we have L brackets that once this is all bolted together, we can then attach the L brackets on the end. We have our custom reflectors here, or excuse me, lenses here. This is a really strong polycarbonate blend. You shouldn't break these at all. These are insanely strong. But yeah, that's the idea. So then my factor, or what I gotta figure out, is kind of what combination of lenses do I want to use. So I figured I'd probably go with maybe the 3 mediums in the middle, and then the 2 wide ones on the outside, just to kind of get that combination pattern we're after. This will sit kind of above my bumper on my side-by-side, so having a little bit of range in it would be nice. So let me kind of put this together and show you what it looks like afterwards. All right, what up guys? I am going to talk about installing these. So these are the 4 lights we have linked up. This is just raw aluminum right now. We're actually using my brackets I made for all the other light bars. This worked well with this distance here on the light bar. And I just kind of want to show. So each one of these pods has our wire coming out. This is a 3-pin, one for the white color, and then one for the secondary, which is amber in this case. And we made this custom harness, as you see here, to jump and then come out to 1. Now this only works if the amp draw doesn't overpower this 18 gauge wire. Right now it's fine, but we're gonna have the new version of our board in, and we'll have to do some more testing to see what the limit is. I believe 4 is gonna be the limit with our nice wire here due to the amp draw. Each light, 18 gauge, is more than, it's overkill. It's more than we need. But then when you combine them together like this, there's a limit, and we believe the 4 is probably gonna be the limit for the amp draw of 4 of these. So that means you can run 4 together. And so if you have, say, an 8-pod system, you'll have to have 2 of these jumpers to then bring back to basically the harness we have here. Again, we'll get those details hashed out, but as you see, this wire will connect into here, and then these 3 wires will connect basically into these 3 wires here, and then send power to the unit. And this will have the double throw rocker switch to turn on both styles. So I'm gonna do that now, but I just kind of want to show what we're doing. And so this is kind of what it looks like on the machine, and then these are kind of the factory square ones. I have the basically 45 degrees on the outside, or excuse me, no, the 60s on the outside, and I think the 24s in the middle. And so I'm gonna see kind of how this looks when I get all hooked up. So let's go install it real quick. Oh, and let me show you just kind of the back. We have our breather tube here, and then as you see, kind of the linking bracket. These is just hardware I got from Lowe's right now, just while we test stuff. I'll obviously probably order some Allen keyed ones, you know, for the final version, but that's what it looks like. And this doesn't hurt anything. This doesn't go all the way through. This is just a, you know, open screw hole. And then this is kind of what it looks like on the side. Obviously, if this was all black, you know, this would blend in a lot more, but that's what it looks like right now. So let's get to it. All right, what's up, guys? So here's the machine. I have it probably 60 feet away, which I feel like is kind of the light I'm going for, is about a, you know, 60 foot less light. But the big thing here is I got some height here, because to me that's the importance, is when you're riding through these trails, sometimes most of these lights have such a cutoff, you're blind going up. So if you encounter a hill, you're blind, you can't see up. And that's where I feel like some of these lights come short, is you don't have that up vision. So kind of, here's what we're gonna do. I got the 4 here ready to go, and so let's turn it on and see what it does. So I'll start with the amber. So here's kind of the amber. As you can see, the kind of the cutoff, but you can see how wide it shines out in front of your vehicle. So I feel like that's pretty good. And then let's turn on the white. And so that's the white. And just know, this isn't the best we have. This is gonna get better. We're using a bigger LED. It's gonna pull more amperage. It's definitely gonna be brighter. But this is kind of what it looks like. So you can see the cone coming off, and then the big thing you can see up into the trees. And to me, that's what's important. You're not blind going up a hill. So let's kind of walk in front, kind of see what it looks like from the front. And this is just 4 of them. So that's what the white looks like walking in front. And then let's do the amber. And so I'll kind of walk in the middle of the road here. And that's kind of what the amber looks like. So remember, this is one pod light, 4 of them linked together, and you get this dual color. And so that's what it looks like. And then here's something I kind of want to do. So I'll turn back on the white, and I'm kind of gonna walk across the street and walk in front of it. But you can still see there's shadows projecting up on this building. And so that's what it looks like. I'm across the street 60 feet away. And I'll just go up on this hill just so you can see. So to me, this is what's important, is I'm probably 15 feet above the machine, but you can still see the bulbs or the LEDs. And so you get that vertical height out of it on the trail. And so that's kind of the light. So it reaching me out here is amazing, because, you know, I'm trying to plan for that short close-up riding. So obviously the further it projects, the better. But this is what we got. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna put this, you know, compile a video and kind of show it off tomorrow. But to me, this is plenty of light.